I have freelanced this life before, and I would say try to build a pipeline. If you're a freelancer, it doesn't matter the kind of service or product you're offering. Be rest assured, the lead you're reaching out to today might not buy today, might not even buy in 6 months, but this specific person might buy in 1 year. I have such an example. Someone I reached out to about a product, I think 2 years ago, ended up buying last week.
What?
And you see, it's just the constant posting and constant reminding them, maybe once or once in 2 months, like, yo, I'm still here and I still deal with this, I'm around.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Balance It podcast. Balance It is a platform that empowers young men and women to live a purposeful life.
We delve into conversations relating to purpose-driven living, investments, business, health, and abroad experiences. I'm Gertrude Nasike.
And I am Etta Onyoni.
And in today's episode, we are looking at how you can survive. Let's not use the word survive, but how you can thrive as a freelancer, even if your income is unstable.
Wow. That's a very relevant topic right now because everybody is going online. Everybody is selling their skills.
Yeah.
But now, how do we really know how to manage our finances?
Yes.
And I think we can talk about how we can actually be able to manage our money. We can start with that, how to really manage our finances when this income actually fluctuates.
I think as a freelancer, first of all, you should be aware of your possible income potential. Yeah, that would really help you to know how much, first of all, you're going to earn. And then you also have your bills and try to create systems. This will help you manage money, because you can't start managing something that you don't know, the amounts that you don't have in mind. Yeah, so I think that is just a general way in which we can think about approaching such like situations.
Wow, you said it and I was like, that is so true. Because we really can't manage what we don't know or what we, and also now just adding onto it, it's like you know that you have this specific, all your bills that you definitely
Yeah.
the bills, but now the income is what is not is the income is what is fluctuating. And if you're talking about income and you have different incomes, you can attach different incomes to different bills according to when they are coming.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if the incomes are fluctuating and you really don't know when exactly what is coming, it's a matter of just ensuring that you have a buffer somewhere when those bills come, so that you are thriving and not actually not surviving. Yes,
that's very true.
Yeah.
And how do you think we can just have the right pricing as freelancers or as an entrepreneur for your skills or your service? How do you determine the pricing?
I think that is a very crucial point for us to begin with, because for you to actually have this income, then you have to price it. And if we're talking about pricing, there is something called market research. Definitely we do our market research. We see whether our services are actually aligned to whatever the market demands. And now with doing the market research, it's also looking at what are other people charging for this specific thing, for the specific value. If you are providing a specific value, be it service or product, in a market where there is another different product that is the same as yours. So doing market research is very important. And also, despite doing market research, you know the value that you're providing to your people. You know whether you are at a point where you are able to provide top-notch services or you are still growing in your services. So despite having a specific maybe price for the same service, let me say, for example, the same service in the market,
Yeah.
it is you to actually identify whether you want to match it up
Mm.
or whether you want to provide a rate that is lower than the market rate or a rate that is higher than the market rate, because you know you're the provider of that service and
Yep.
you know the value that you are giving out. And also there is the aspect of where people actually attach quality to the price, which is something that sometimes we can't remove out from our mind.
Yeah,
so
true.
some people see that maybe if a product is overpriced, they attach that, they say that this is a high quality product or a high quality service, which is something that we need to remove from our minds. Which is something we need to remove from our minds based on our experiences. You find that it's the same product that you are getting from maybe a supermarket, and actually one product is more valued than the other product, and this product that is highly valued, people will say that it is high quality compared to these others, the same product, but you find that they are the same products, just that either one person knows how to brand themselves well, they know how to market themselves well.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there is the brand aspect to it, but I can say doing the market research and also just knowing the value that you give out, and if you know the value that you give out, that one is from your intuition, and from your intuition you can be able to put a price into the value that you are giving out based on the market rate that is being provided.
Wow, that is very well elaborated. Just to add on that, I would say you can also use the cost method to come up with pricing. Look at the costs that you're incurring to provide that service, and while you're looking at the costs, you can now, after finding out the costs to provide that specific service or that specific product that you're giving to the market, you can add a specific margin of maybe profit or a specific margin of extra value that is now going to be part of your profit as a freelancer, which would help you now to keep managing the business and keep running whatever program you're running and business you're running without it going under and without you going so much into your pockets or your personal finances to fund your business. Because I think that's the most stressful thing when you now start using just your personal finances to build your business, because honestly that business is a single entity on its own. And if you're going to be supporting it from your personal finances without putting it there as a loan from you, then it's going to be a problem. So you can use the cost method to really just come also and try to ensure that whatever value you're giving or whatever pricing you're giving for your product is at least above what you're going to use to produce that product. Yes.
Well, we talk literally like a business developer consultant.
I am.
Yeah. Yes. And but now I'm thinking, how can you attach now the cost value, the costing to a service industry? Because for the product it looks like it's something easy to do because you know how what all the cost that went into a product. But I'm thinking, how do you do that when it comes to a service? Because there is most of the for example, for service, it is time element. So how do you really put a price into that?
I would say for the service industry, I would say you cannot probably base your pricing basically just on the cost basis. But I'm thinking if you're taking up courses and you're paying for them, you're taking up a number of things that are contributing to the provision of your service. You're getting certifications. There's a cost element involved. If it's content creation, you're purchasing equipment and the likes. There are cost elements involved. And if you're going to price it, depending on whichever financial manager dealing with your finances would advise you, but you can actually use these startup costs to really help you have a starting price for that specific venture that you're giving. Because you can imagine if you're constantly paying from your pocket just to finance this specific qualification in the provision of your service, maybe as a consultant, then it means if the business is not going to be able to pay for it later on and bring back your finances, then it's a problem. It's going to be like you've accepted, I'm just going to spend my personal finances for 2 years for free, and then when the business starts picking up, I'm going to get back this money. But the problem is that you're never assured of consistent customer basis, so at least having these costs that are associated within your growth period can be a good starting point, and from it you can really try and apportion it to now looking at now your intuition. Maybe you're saying, I've spent also this much. It helps you now when you're looking at maybe the market. Maybe the market says, for my service, I need to charge $20. That's the average market. But you're like, but by the time I've gotten to providing this service, I've spent all this other money to try and really improve myself, to try and really improve my quality. And I think at that point, that's where you can base the extra value that you've been talking about, like the value you're going to create. Because now you're not just coming from, let me think, maybe I can just top up $5 on it. But at least you have a basis based on the extra things that I've done out of my way, from assuming from all these average consultants in the market, I can maybe add an extra $10, and I can have a basis to really support my decision to add this extra $10 as my extra value.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Sign up for the masterclass right here.
Please do. She's signing up for the dancing class. You sign up for the business development coaching.
Yes, definitely. Look out at YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube platform, Ignite Studio.
Yeah, Ignite Startup Studio.
Ignite Startup Studio. Yes, definitely look out for that and get more insights on that. And what strategies do you think can freelancers use to ensure that we have consistent finances throughout the year?
So I would say, just from a personal experience, because I have freelanced this life.
Yes, please.
I have freelanced this life before, and I would say, try to build a pipeline. If you're a freelancer, it doesn't matter the kind of service or product you're offering. Be rest assured, the lead you're reaching out to today might not buy today, might not even buy in 6 months, but this specific person might buy in 1 year. I have such an example. Someone I reached out to about a product, I think 2 years ago, ended up buying last week.
What?
And you see, it's just the constant posting and constant reminding them, maybe once or once in 2 months, like, yo, I'm still here and I still deal with this, I'm around. So you find, if you're building this pipeline, they normally say, if you're a freelancer or if you're any business person, one of your active activities, I don't know if that makes sense, but one of the activities that you need to be doing religiously is looking for new leads on a daily basis. So you just keep filling your pipeline and keep reaching out. They'll tell you no, but just at least one day you would find they won't even want the product, but they'll remember and refer you to someone else. So just being in their picture, so that when they think of someone providing that service, you come into first. So that is specifically what I would say. That's how you can ensure consistent income, because if you're having more leads, if you're having quality people in your pipeline, then it means you have also the ability to have those more conversions, and more conversions means extra income. And if you're having a consistent number of clients every month, depending, and it's totally related to also your, let's say, marketing and branding and the service you provide, but just ensuring that you have that quality pipeline, it's going to help you. At least every day you have new people to follow up with. And as a business person, I think that's the best way to ensure consistent income.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I love that. And also maybe something that I could add is having contracts that if you have well stipulated contracts. If it is for businesses, maybe you are an influencer and you are working with a specific company, having contracts that that maybe if it is maybe like a 5-year contract or a 1-year contract, so that by the time the 1-year contract is almost coming to an end, or like 6 months before, you need to be looking out for another new contract. So that way, at least for the next 1 year, I'm secured with this specific contract. And even just being clear with these brands that I only work maybe with a brand that has a 2-year contract and everything, because I came to realize, just speaking from just listening to other influencers, I came to realize that these brands also speak to each other when they're actually recruiting maybe freelancers to do their things. So they might ask them, who did you work with, and how did it actually, what was the contract like? So if you go and sell yourself less of the value that you're providing, you'll find that the next person that you find as somebody who is contracting you will provide the same, or even would demand a lower price. Because if you could sell yourself lesser, then definitely you could sell yourself even lesser because your goal is just the money. So knowing your value and just being able to create that value and selling that value to people, and just having like contracts, maybe 1-year contract, 2-year contracts, because then that way you are assured of having consistent income throughout the year.
Wow, that's really great. And how do you handle financial anxiety when you find that sometimes the projects are inconsistent? You might plan, yes, to have those consistent projects, but they're not coming your way, or they're not coming through. Or you find also clients are not coming as you had thought.
I think for me, I'm not really speaking from experience, but an advice that I would give is that what I have done for myself is starting if it is the freelancing edition season of my life, starting it when I have already an existing maybe corporate job, because that way I know that I am secured in terms of the finances. So if it is my daily surviving, I know that I am secured because of the corporate job. But now, as I am building this business, I am just building a business because I would like to have more income. So you see, you are not really focusing the business from a point of really wanting to survive with the business, but because you already have another income as well. So I think that is what, from my experience, has worked for me. So just starting my ventures early enough, or when I am still in my corporate job, to cover me up in terms of the day-to-day running expenses.
That really makes a lot of sense.
And how do you think you can be able to curb that financial anxiety?
I think for me, just having maybe systems, planning in advance, because as a freelancer, you're not always sure what the time money comes in. But the worst thing as a freelancer is normally when you have bills, then money comes in, and then you're now like sorting those bills with business money and trying to wait for something else, or you might find you're going to get into debt, or trying to just being in survival mode, and it's also not good for your mental health. So one thing I came to realize is just maybe trying to have a system and really trying to live within a specific means. So if you're a freelancer, ensuring that every month you do not, because as a freelancer you can get money anytime in the month, let's say. It's not like you're getting a salary at the end of the month unless you have those structured contracts. But if it's getting money anytime within the month, try to ensure that you just have a separate account where that money goes. Have, at the end of the month, come and reconcile all the money that you've gotten, and do not avoid things like instant gratification. I think from experience, that is something that I realized would really hurt my finances, and they would really stress you out, because you're like, something came up, I just got the money, let me sort it out immediately. And it's something that can really wait, and then you realize at the end of the month you are again looking for money for next month, which shouldn't be the case. And if you had just conclusively collected all this money at the end of the month, you would be in a better position to plan for the next month or for a few more months as you really work on your business. So I think that's also another thing people can really try and do, just ensuring that you have systems and you're really avoiding instant gratification. You just practice delayed gratification.
Yeah, I agree. I agree totally. Okay. What do you think is one lesson, just one, that every freelancer should learn early on in terms of financial management?
I think I've already just even said it. Just have a system. Have a system that your business money goes through, and ensure that you treat your business as a business. Let it not be like, oh, your business money is mixed with your personal finances. No, 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 no. Because you'd find that you're going to keep getting into your personal finances to fund the business, or use the business money to fund your personal things, which is not supposed to be the case here. So a lesson for me from my previous experience, I would just say having a specific system, that a financial system that would really work for my finances, and practicing delayed gratification, ensuring just money goes through that system, and at the end of the month try to use it to really plan, because at that point you can know you can pay yourself no matter how small it is, and from whatever you've paid yourself, that's where you can try and sort your other things, and the remaining money you can maybe plow it back to the company, or try and invest in other areas that you feel fit.
I don't know what your opinion is, but would you invest maybe some of the profit that you have received from your business into things like having the passive income, like maybe putting your business money in money market, things like money market fund and rates?
I think I would do so, but this is based on the point where I feel like the business is a little bit more stable enough, so that the profits that I get, I won't be plowing back to the business mostly, because for your business to grow, you need also to keep plowing back, keep reinvesting back. And most of the time, the best way is using these profits that you're getting, because maybe if you had costs, they're being covered, they're replacing whatever you are doing, and now these profits are the only way that can help you to expand your business, or options to get maybe investment loans, of which I'm sometimes very skeptical about, but it's also a good way to expand your business. But I'm thinking, if I feel that my business is at a point in time where it's stable enough to really run on its own, that I'm getting extra profits, that even if I do not plow it back to the business, it's really well sorted and it's sustaining itself, then I would definitely plow it back, or invest in these other investment portfolios. Yeah, so it's something I would definitely do. But when I feel like the business is really is really stable.
Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense for any business owner. Yeah.
So I'm thinking, so what financial tools maybe have you used before, or can freelancers use to really ensure that they manage their cash flows? Yes, and just ensure they have good financial management.
Just from the pricing model, I think we can definitely see that we need to, for us to be able to set a price, then we need to, first of all, identify, if we're using the cost model that you are talking about, we definitely need to know what our costs are, and then now come up with a price. And that is basically what cash flow is. Cash flow is how you are cash is flowing into the business and going out of the business. So there is the expenses and the incomes that you are getting. The expenses and the income. Yeah. So being able to track that, and sometimes you find that people just have the skill of whatever that they're passionate in, or maybe whatever entrepreneurial side that they want to, that they are focusing on. So maybe if it is maybe starting your dancing workout, so you find that you have the skill of dancing, and you want to teach other people in dancing, but maybe and then you don't have the skill of running the business. So that is where the financial education comes in. And definitely we have YouTube, we have so many online courses on just basic business operations management, which is very important for every business. You might know how to count your money, but really, do you know how to track whether you are at break-even point, or whether you are at profit, or whether you are at loss? So investing yourself in financial education is very important, so that you can be able to know how to run the business, and also see the going concern of the business, where you know that after 5 years I will still be in business. Yeah, I would say that. And also investing in, if you have employees, investing in your employees, and just continuously teaching them on the things that you want for your business, in order for the business to prosper. And that means you being updated with current information that is going on in the system, recent information when it comes to the business operation bit, and also like the financial management bit of the business. Yeah, so I think that, and also just using, there are some very easy tools that we can be able to use to actually track our finances. And for somebody who really don't know like the basics, it's just having like a column on your Excel sheet that has the costs, and a column that has the incomes. And at the end of the day, you will be able to do the mathematics, which is just a minus, a minus, a minus, and then you can be able to know whether you are really good, whether you're okay or not. But still, also, if you also have the financial capability, just also hiring financial experts to help you in your business.
Wow, I think you've just summarized it all at once. I wouldn't add anything less.
And maybe do you have one final advice for our freelancers who are our viewers?
One final advice is just look at what works for you, and really don't also stress too much, about trying to really make all that money at once. Just use the simple steps, one day at a time, and things are actually going to work out. One day at a time, consistently, and things are going to work out.
Yes, and definitely all the best in your endeavors, in whatever that you are doing. We hope to have more freelancers. So let's hear also in the comment section what you guys are doing, what brands you guys are working with as freelancers. And definitely don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share with your family and friends.
And until next time, bye.
Bye.